What's up, y'all? As the thumbnail shows, I picked up the NK300 from Rock Outdoors. Kind of doing a installation video. We'll do a little walkthrough of what comes in the boxes and whatnot. I've been itching to open this stuff, but I've waited a couple extra days till I have some time to record it. But first, I want to talk about Rock Outdoors. Shane at Rock Outdoors in Lexington has done a whole lot for me. Not only does he give the QC guys a 10% discount if you're a member, but he has put up with my phone calls, asking question after question, I feel like. But over about the past month, I've called him probably 4 or 5 times over this motor. So he walked me through everything, pretty much the whole install and whatnot. And I bought the kayak and the motor combo from him also. But even when I bought the kayak, made a phone call, showed up a few days later, he had this thing built, ready to put on the trailer and go home. So all I had to do was pay for it. So they're definitely willing to help you and explain how things work and whatnot. So yeah, I'd definitely check them out. I'll have all their information linked below. They have 2 locations. They have one in Lexington and one in Winston-Salem. So definitely check those guys out and tell them where you came from. Let's get into it. Alright guys, ignore the heater in the background. A little chilly out here tonight. So let's get started. I think I'm going to start with the battery and we'll see what all comes with it. Alright, let's see here. Get a Newport owner's manual, 40 amp hour owner's manual. Service card, service management. Nice, gives you some storage tips. Oh wow, look at that. Man, just to start off, let's grab this charger. There's the main cord for the charger. There's the old charger. Nothing fancy, just Newport charger. I don't see any LED lights or nothing of that nature. Oh, I got one light here. I think that's just to show that there's power to it. Oh, right here. LED indicators, red charging, green fully charged. Very cool. Let's pull out this beast. So here is our battery, 36 volt, 40 amp hour. Man, this thing is clean. Super lightweight, 37 pounds, 35 pounds, somewhere in that range, I believe. I mean, one hand easily. Let's see. Sorry, 25.5 pounds. Very nice, lightweight. I'd actually watched a YouTube video the other day of a guy doing a walkthrough of his kayak, and he uses this inside of his kayak to hold the battery in place. So I think that's kind of going to be my plan, since this battery does not fit in the tub that comes in the Titan-X. So just gonna put it back in there. Fits in there nice and snug. So the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's see what this thing actually looks like. Which I'm sure we've all seen it by now, but motor bracket. Let's see here. There's the post to hold the motor in. Here's this bracket. Man, this thing is way beefier than I expected it to be. like video doesn't do it justice how thick that metal is. So yeah, looks beautiful. I like the Newport on the side too, looks really cool. Installation kit. Right here, the thank you card, NK300 user manual. Our main wire that connects to the battery. Here's all the cables, pull cables and pulleys to line everything up. Controller. Oh wow, yeah, we're taking that out of the bag real quick. Oh yeah, feels super nice. Forward and reverse. Very nice. I like that the neutral actually has a stop, and full has a stop, and it clicks back into neutral. Full reverse. Very nice. And you can flush mount them on this little plate, I believe. So that might be what we're going with for now. So we'll see how that works out. And I believe this is all we have left. The motor. Oh yeah, that's a beast. I mean, I have pretty large hands and doesn't nowhere near cover the motor. You can feel that it's a brushless motor, stops every turn. But yeah, the quality of this thing looks really good. The build quality is crazy good. But yeah, super pleased. This thing looks amazing. Got some work to do. So we're gonna start the install here shortly. All right guys, we're just gonna get started with the most obvious parts tonight. Maybe finishing up some of this tomorrow evening after Thanksgiving dinner with the fam. I do plan on coming back and hand tightening those just to triple check, but for now, this is kind of what we're going to do to get it going. First pin goes through the bottom. So stop it from coming back and hitting the kayak. Alright, let me grab the motor. Alright, next we have the motor. Easy as that. Oh, see. Get it all the way through. And I have little E-clips that go on both sides. Make sure you get that in there to protect your motor from falling off. Alright, got a little ahead of myself and put it on the kayak because I was wanting to see it. But alright, back on the table with the motor. We're going to put the retract arm onto the motor now. Alright, so all this little dude does is slide in here. And all you have to do is line your bolt up and tighten her back down. Alright, so that should be good. Okay. These are 10 millimeters, by the way. Oh, shoot. So what you want to do is kind of get your alignment close, but you will be readjusting this stuff later on the kayak. There's pretty close. Mine will look straight up and down. Okay. This piece is plastic, so you gotta be careful if you use an impact drill like I am, so that's kind of why I didn't hammer it super hard, so that I knew I wasn't gonna damage any of that plastic. All right, on to the next piece. All right, so from the research I've done, once you get the motor installed on the kayak, now is when you want to make your final adjustments with alignment and height. So here's what we're gonna do. They're saying about 1 inch from the triangle to raise it about 1 inch. So right there is about 1 inch, and just to straighten it up the best you can. Okay. You're gonna take this collar down here, loosen it up, move it all the way up to the base, tighten it back down. That way the motor doesn't slide up and down on you. Now we're gonna install the retract line, and this is what you will be using to pull the motor out of the water when you get done for the day. So we'll put the tag in, put the loop through the hole, tag in through, pull all this through. All right, tag in through our pulley. And I will be putting my retract line on the right hand side of the kayak. So back through this hole. Very smooth. Nice. Now I have these Yak Attack little through hole mounts. I actually think I got the wrong ones for this specific job, but they're gonna work for now. Please ignore how messy the kayak is. I'm rewiring the whole thing since I have it all taken apart. But we're gonna put one of these right here, and I'm gonna really tighten this down because I don't want that to come loose anytime soon. First one there. Walk all in the trailer. All right, I'll put the second one right here, right before the cup holder. That's kind of gonna be where the handle will lie. All right, nice and tight. Let's see. Fairly simple, fairly easy to pull. I like that. They even have etched in the blue one, lift. Very nice, little touch. All right, so I have a line pulled through here on the lift knob. What I'm gonna do is, I saw in another video, this gentleman went back through the hole a second time and just did an overhand knot here. I'm gonna do a couple overhand knots just in case it fails on me out on the water, but that's all we're gonna do, make it simple and sweet. Ain't gotta look the prettiest, but oh yeah, very simple, glides really well. I like that a lot. What I'm gonna do is just cut the excess off with a pair of pliers and burn the edge. I'm gonna leave a little extra just in case that knot doesn't stay very well. So up next, we're going to be running these wires to the quick connect to the battery. So I'm not real sure, but I think you can only plug this in one way. no matter what. So, yep, there's only one way you can plug this guy up, so that's good. Just an extra little precaution there. Nice. And what I have here is just a Yak Attack through hole. So I will grab a 1-inch unibit and we'll drill that hole out for that. And I'm probably gonna do it on the furthest, or probably on the innerest hole to here. So it'll probably be right here. All right, there's that. Just clean off all the burrs. That should definitely fit our 2 cables. So you want to put these through first, and then through here. And all we're gonna do is run it through the hole. Should be able to go up there and grab it. So I definitely, like, personally, I definitely want as little slack as possible above the boat. So I'm probably gonna go somewhere like in this vicinity. I want to keep that slack down low, like something like that, because we don't need a whole bunch of excess laying around on the boat because we're already limited with space. So I just got a half piece here. I'm gonna kind of like try to shove that in there. And triple check that our distance is good. It is. And then we'll get these screws in. There's one. There's our second one. Nice. There's that. Beautiful. Not too much cable lying on the boat to get tangled with more stuff. So, all right, guys, here's the reverse lock. Red handle reverse lock. So I'm not real sure if I'm going to use this in the long run, but I want to have it on there for the first time out because I'm not sure if I will or not. But it goes right here on this little pull cable. When you pull it, it locks it from going up in reverse. So simple. You're gonna click it there. I'm just gonna go up under the other cable. Two more of the Yak Attack eyelets. Run these through. Very nice. I'm going to do the same knot that I did over there. Yes, sir. Nice and tight. One thing I did forget to show at the beginning of the video was I opted for the native foot steering. So this will be my first time installing any foot steering, so I have no clue. We're just gonna go with it. I watched a few YouTube videos, of course, but the quality of these seem pretty well. Comes with the 2 pedals, 2 tracks, and the cabling to do so. Nice. All right, so I am going to use the screws that came with it that have like a thread sealer on them, just in case. You definitely don't want this backing off while you're out on the water without a way to fix it. So All right, we pretty much have the full motor install. Only things that are left are installing the controller, which I don't have the mount right now. I'm not really sure what my end mount is going to be, but to start, I'm going to try to design my own mount and go from there. But right now, what I want to do is I want to get the battery placed. So what I'm going to do is measure the size of this box, which looks like 10.5 on the dot, and I'm going to measure the foam around the battery, and I'm going to put it at probably like a 12-inch. I'm going to cut the foam at 12 inches, and I'm going to shove the foam and the battery in here all at once and put the strap over the top of it. I saw a guy do it in a Titan X, and he had a lot of success with it, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't want to put it in my black pack. I like having that extra storage, but we're going to try that real quick and see how it works out. Okay, a little mismeasurement on my part, so I had to come back and cut all the sides off. Alright. We definitely want it to be a super tight squeeze, because I don't want it to slide around and all that good jazz, so cut a little more off the top there. It's a super light battery for the size that it is, so. Oh, beautiful. Thing's not going anywhere. And all you gotta do is run your little battery strap. Bam, bam. Yeah, that thing's not going anywhere. Like that. Whole lot. And all I did was take the foam that came in the packaging and use that. So hopefully that will hold for us. Okay, so the controller wire does have a male and a female end. So it looks like the female end goes into the motor side. Oh, I could be wrong. And then all you do is tighten these up. Nice. And we have the controller here. And this is not my final mount. This is just me testing. I want to make sure everything works properly. All you do is line the pins up and tighten it down. Nice. I'll have it in neutral. I'll plug the motor up. Positive, negative. All right. So 39.1 volts, 2 volts power, and we have power. We have successfully installed. Man, you can really adjust that percentage. Nice. Beautiful. Everything seems to be working as it should. So now, I'm gonna disconnect the power. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the foot steering. And go ahead and do yourself a favor. If you're going to be putting foot steering on your kayak, just go ahead and do it first. Don't do your measurements and cut the lines yet, but do the foot steering first, and mainly because now I don't have a good straight angle at drilling my holes here for my line to come through, so I'm gonna have to take the plate back off. So these are 3/8 holes with this thing. These little push throughs right here, so your line slides in and out super easily. These are 3/8 drill bits. I'm gonna actually drill a pilot hole first, just so I can try to center them up the best I can. bad. There's our back two. All right, now we'll move up here to the front. You're gonna wanna take your foot pedal, slide it all the way forward. And what I'm gonna do, just so I know I'm not messing it up, is I'm gonna take a 3600 box, slide it down in here, a Sharpie. All right, so what I've done is I've got my pedal pushed all the way forward. All the guides are installed. So now what I'm gonna do is drill the hole that runs the line to the pedal. I'm gonna take a level here. I got a 3600 box in here so that whenever I am on the water and I have boxes in here, there's no interference. So I'm just simply gonna take the level, and roll it down the level. We're just gonna find a good spot to put it. All right. So it's gonna be somewhere like right there. Doesn't look too bad to me. Pilot hole and the actual size here. Okay, and then we'll just repeat it on the other side. Now all we have to do is run our line to the pedals. Right, so we're gonna start at the back and then work our way forward. So all we're gonna do is run it down just like that. And hopefully it's gonna make it all the way down. We'll find out here in a minute. All we really needed to do is make it to right there where the battery's installed. Oh, I found it. Simple as that. Now, all we have to do is run it to our hole that we drilled to make it to the pedals. And you really want to make sure that while you're doing this, that you're not running into any cables so that you're not tangled up on the wall. All we've got to do is find our little hole, which is right there, and bam. All right, so once you've got the wire through the kayak, you're gonna wanna come back and put your plugs in for your holes on both sides. Now what you're gonna do is run it through the pedal. Sorry. You're gonna put the crimp on one side, run it back through, cable through, and then all we're gonna do is crimp this up. I'm leaving some excess just in case one decides to loosen up. I'm gonna leave excess on both sides. I'm actually gonna leave the excess on the bottom side. Out of sight, out of mind. And I will come back with a lighter and make these look pretty. All right, that one's through. So I'm gonna crimp the top. Done. And come back, crimp the bottom. And that is tight. And we can go ahead and push our little grommet in. That is a super clean look. Super flowy too. So now all we have to do is figure out our measurements for our foot steering cables. So the only way I've found to do this is to take your left pedal, push it as far forward as it can go, and then turn your motor as far left as it can go, which for me, I'm probably not gonna go super far. Probably like somewhere like, let's see, something like that, I think. I already got the inserts put in, so now we're just gonna run it through the squeeze clamp first. Run it through here. I'll go ahead and put it back through. Right. And the way to know find tight. There's tight. Right. And you just want to pull the motor until the pedal starts moving up front. See, that was a long distance. So I still have a bunch of slack right there. So now I pull all this slack out. So now as soon as I start moving this, the pedal should move. See that? Perfect. Looks like it's right there in the center too, so I'll let that dangle, push that forward. We're going to retry again. Same thing with the front, just crimp both sides of this and it'll be done. Trim the excess. Push that forward again. It's a little tedious, but better to get it right the first time. Shane from Rock Outdoors has told me to do is take these P-clamps and attach one on both sides of this bracket, just like this. And you'll run the wire through the P-clamp, and it's just designed to hold the wire up, and it doesn't get hung on this and doesn't get hung under here. So apparently they've had some issues with them hanging over time that they've been installing them. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just in case. But what they're taking this P-clamp, they're putting this little plastic tube inside of it, and they're cutting it on both sides of the P-clamp and heating it up, mushrooming it, pressing it up against something hard, and then your line's running through there. It's time to drill some holes in this pretty brand new bracket, but I'm gonna trust in what Shane over at Rock Outdoors says about this, so I don't want any issues when I get on the lake. We're gonna go something like here. Nice. And the drill bit size I'm using is an 11/64, and all we're gonna do is drill 2 holes. So the little plastic pieces that go in the P-clamps, all I did was heat up the ends and push them on a hard piece of metal, and you can see it kind of flares them out, makes it more rounded so the cable can flow through it. Alright y'all, that was the first time I ever installed an NK300. I feel like everything was a success. I feel like it went pretty well. I had some stuff that held me up for a little bit, but that was just me not knowing. Everything looks super clean. Obviously I have a mess of wiring to deal with tomorrow and the day after that before I can get on the water, but the only thing I have left to do is install the battery, which we've already done that, so we know where it goes and whatnot. I've got to clean up all my wiring for my graphs and figure out a controller mount. So after that, I'll be ready to hit the water, and the next time I will see you, we will be on the lake testing the NK300. Thank you guys for watching. All right, we're at almost 5 miles an hour. We're cruising at 5 miles an hour at 53%. Holy cow, this thing is quick. All right, we're gonna do full power. %, power, looking like 6.1 with wind in our face here. So yeah, I'll definitely say that the native steering is just, it's way too wobbly. I'm glad I went ahead and ordered the other steering cables that I found on YouTube. They're definitely homemade, but definitely need better steering than that. And if you guys look, we've been rolling 5.5, 6 mile an hour this whole time, and there's hardly any water in that area. So super nice. It's gonna be a fun year of fishing. Dead stop here. Motor perfectly straight. Let's see, that's straight. Let's see how fast we can go. .1. Not too bad.